So actually, instruction pipelining or a pipeline is the mechanism a RISC processor uses to execute an instruction. So pipelining is nothing but it is an instruction execution method. So usually, if you take any processor, its basic operation is to read the instruction, decode it, and execute it. So this instruction execution process will be uh, processing will be separately carried out by a separate unit. So that fetching will be done by one unit, decoding will be done by another unit, and execution will be done by another functional unit. So all these three units will work simultaneously. Because of this splitting of this processing into parallel process, so this will help the processor to improve its speed or instruction execution speed. So using a pipeline speed up the execution by fetching the next instruction while other instructions are being decoded and executed. So as I told that the pipelining is it is a mechanism which divides the instruction execution process as a separate simultaneously performing functional units. So it will allow the processor to fetch a next instruction while other instructions are going to be executed and decoded. So ಬೇರೆ instructions execute ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ next instruction execute ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು already fetch unit ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, so that will fetch the instruction from memory. So fetching is nothing but reading a data from memory into the processor is called as a instruction fetch. So various family of ARM processor has a different stages of pipeline. Some will have a 3 stages of pipeline, some will have a 5 stages of pipeline. So actually this processing has been separately splitted into separate process because in order to improve the execution speed of the processor. So fetch actually now we will discuss about the ARM7 family microprocessor ARM processor pipeline mechanism. So ARM7 actually has a 3-stage pipeline. First stage is the instruction fetch, second stage is the instruction decode, third stage is the execute. So fetch loads an instruction from memory, decode identify the instruction to be executed, execute process the instruction and write the result back to the register. So these are the process that is separately performed by each of these unit. Fetch unit in ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, it will take the instruction from memory into the processor. Decode unit, so decode unit will identify what instruction it is and what operation has to be performed. So then this decode unit will pass that instruction to the execution unit. So that execution unit process the instruction, whatever the operation that instruction will specify. It may perform a arithmetic operation, data transfer operation, or logical operation. So depending on instruction, it will process the operation, and then after processing that instruction, so it will transfer the data back to a register. So this is the way that ARM7 pipeline will work. So it has a 3-stage pipeline. First stage is the fetch, second stage is the decode, and third stage is the execute. So as the pipeline, so in order to better understanding of this pipeline, so you should remember that as the pipeline length increases, that is the number of stages of the pipeline increases, the amount of work done at each stage is reduced. So which allow the processor to attain a higher operating frequency. This is in turn increases the performance. So as you increase the number of instruction processing stages, so it will allow the processor to operate at higher frequency, but at the cost of a system latency. So what do you mean by system latency? So if you turn on your processor, so in order to execute first instruction, if your system is having a 3-stage pipeline, then it will take a 3 clock cycles to execute first instruction. So after that first instruction, each instruction will be executed in a single cycle. Next each instruction will be executed immediately after next instruction. So that the time taken for execution of a first instruction when instruction pipeline is preloaded, so that is called as a system latency. So as the number of stages increases, that system latency also increases. For example, if your system is having a 5-stage instruction pipeline, then for executing first instruction of your system, first instruction will take a 5 clock cycles or 5 machine cycles. So that execution of a first instruction will be delayed. So that system latency will be increased. So in order to balance all those things, we have to we should not separate that instruction execution process into we cannot have a more number of instruction execution stages, so it should be balanced. So you can see here in this example, here during the first cycle, assume that ARM processor instruction will fetch a add instruction. So during the second cycle of ARM processor, that first instruction, fetched instruction, will be decoded by the decode unit. So while that first instruction is decoding, second instruction will be fetched by the fetch unit. So during the third cycle, so that add instruction will be executed. So you can see that in this code, that add, subtract, and compare instruction. So in order to execute the first instruction, add instruction, it will take the three clock cycles. After 3 clock cycles only, add instruction execution will be completed. So that means in order to execute an instruction, pipeline must be filled. So last stage ke reach agavaru instruction execution complete agala. So after execution of this add instruction, after third cycle, so during the fourth cycle, that second instruction subtract will be executed, and during the fourth cycle, compare instruction will be executed. So that after the execution of first instruction, immediately next instructions are going to be executed in a next successive cycles. So but for execution of a first instruction, it will take a more time. So it will be a drawback when your system is having a more number of branching instruction. When your system software is executing branching instruction, so then it has to skip. Sometimes it need to skip the next instruction, or it has to go back to the previous instruction. So in such cases, that pipeline need to be flushed out. So in that cases, that is when there is a branching will happen in your system, so that will take a time. Or when you make a task switching from one task to another task, so in such case, in such situation also, that interrupt latency will affect the performance of your system. So next, we will see the pipeline features of a ARM9 processor, ARM9 family processors. ARM9 adds a 2 more processing in the instruction pipelining, that is memory and write back stages, which allow the ARM9 to process on an average of 1.1 dry stone million instructions per megahertz frequency, an increase in instruction throughput by around 13% compared to ARM7. So overall performance of the ARM9 will be better than the ARM7, because ARM9 is having a 5 stages of pipeline. So first stage is the fetch, second stage is the decode, third stage is the execute, and it has a 2 more stages in that execution process, that is memory and write. So because of these 5 stages of pipeline, the performance of ARM9 is 13% better than that of ARM7. So this is tested using a special program called Drystone. This is actually a special program. So Drystone, that name, it is actually that is a test program that is used to in order to identify the speed of a processor or performance of the processor. So it will execute, ARM9 will execute a 1.1 dry stone million instructions per megahertz frequency. When you operate your ARM9 at a 1 megahertz frequency, so it will execute almost 1.1 million instructions per second. So that is 13% better than that of the ARM7 processor. The maximum core frequency attainable using ARM9 is also higher compared to the ARM7 processors, because of more number of pipeline stages in the ARM9. So you can operate your ARM9 processor much higher frequency than that of the ARM7. So next, ARM10 pipeline. So ARM10 increases the pipeline length still further by adding a 6th stage. So ARM9 is actually having a 5 stages pipeline, but ARM10 is having a one more extra stage. So the ARM10 can process an average of 1.3 dry stone million instructions per megahertz, about 34% more throughput than that of the ARM7. The performance of the ARM10 will be 34% better than that of the ARM7. So because they have splitted that execution process into 6 stages. So because of that extended pipeline stage, you can operate this ARM10 at higher frequency, and you can get the better performance. So it can execute as many as 1.3 million instructions per megahertz frequency. But one drawback you have to consider with the instruction pipeline increasing is that the higher latency. So compared to the ARM7, that system latency in ARM10 and ARM9 will be more. But the performance, overall performance, if you take that, so the overall performance will be very high compared to previous family of processors. So pipeline executing characteristics. The pipeline has not processed an instruction until it passes completely through execute stage. So in order to complete execution of any ARM instruction, all the instructions has to be passed through the entire pipeline stages. So then only instruction execution will be completed. So you can see here in this table, here there are 4 ARM instruction: MSR, add, and subtract. So this MSR instruction will be fetched by the fetch unit during the first cycle. Then it will be passed to the decode unit. So during the second cycle, MSR will be executed. During the same cycle, next instruction, that add instruction, will be fetched. So that execution of MSR instruction will be completed only after the third cycle. So in 3-stage pipeline architecture, so after third cycle only the execution of a first instruction will be completed. So during the second cycle, still that first instruction execution will be in decode process. So only after an instruction is passed through all these stages, the execution will be completed. You can see that second instruction will be execution will be completed during the 4th cycle. So third cycle ali first instruction execute ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, fourth cycle ali it will execute the second instruction. So you can see here in this case that add instruction execution will be completed only after it reaches the execution stage. The first execution of a branch instruction or a branching by the direct modification of the PC causes the ARM code to flush its pipeline. So characteristics of pipeline. So as I told that when ARM processor executes any branch instruction means any instruction that want to skip the next instruction or want to repeat the previous instruction. In such cases, processor has to stop its already you know that you can see in these pipeline stages. So suppose assume that here in this case AND instruction. So instead of this AND instruction, if assume that here somewhere some branch instruction like B. So here we use an instruction called B, that is called branch instruction. So that is similar to the jump instruction. Assume that here if there is a branch instruction means then so actually branch instruction will be executed during the 5th clock cycle of the system. So 5th clock cycle bandaga branch instruction execute agutte. So ಆ time ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ next instruction ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ branch instruction ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬರುವಂತ next instruction, assume that subtract, ಆ subtract instruction ಇದೆ ಅದು decode ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. But branch instruction ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, so it will take the program control to some other instruction. So branch to for example, assume this AND instruction is at 8008. Then it will branch instruction. So it will branch the program execution to a 8020. So that means instruction which is at 8000B cannot be executed. Assume that is the subtract instruction. So it will be in the decode stage. But it need not to be executed because of that branch instruction. Branch instruction bandidrinda illi next instruction skip ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಫೆಚ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಬ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು, ಸಬ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಡಿಕೋಡ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇರೋ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಫೆಚ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಫ್ಲಶ್ pipeline of the ARM processor will be flush out automatically in order to load the new instruction. So whenever ARM processor executes branch instruction or execute interrupt, so it will take a time because ARM pipeline need to be filled. The second point you have to remember with ARM pipeline is that ARM 10 uses branch prediction, which reduces the effect of the pipeline flush by predicting the possible branch and loading the new branch address prior to the execution of the instruction. So in order to avoid this number of instruction flush outs in your system instruction execution, so in ARM 10 they have used a mechanism called branch prediction, which reduces the effect of the pipeline flush outs. So branch prediction mechanism use ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, so they are before if any branch instruction is identified in that ARM 10 processor, automatically it will fetch the next instruction which is related to the branch instruction. So they are adjusting that number of flush outs in the ARM 10 with the help of branch prediction mechanism. Third point is that an instruction in the execution stage will complete even though an interrupt has been raised. Other instruction in the pipeline will be abandoned and the process will be start filling the pipeline from the appropriate entry in the vector table. So in case of interrupt, so the current instruction execution will be completed. So then only ARM pipeline will be flush out and the first instruction of the instruction service interrupt service routine will be loaded to the ARM pipeline. So from the interrupt vector table. So these are the points you have to remember with respect to ARM processor pipeline. So ARM 7 is having only 3 stages of pipeline, ARM 9 is having 6 stages of pipeline, and ARM 10 is having a 6 stages of pipeline. So you should remember that pipelining is a mechanism which allow the processor to execute, which allow the processor to fetch other instructions are going to be decoded and executed. So at the cost of a system latency. And some of the points you have to remember with the pipeline is that pipeline need to be flush out when there is a branch instruction or a interrupt. So in order to avoid this branch ARM pipeline flush outs, in ARM 10 they have included the branch prediction mechanism. So in order to reduce that effect of pipeline flush outs. So next we will see the exceptions, interrupts, and the vector table. So exception is nothing but it is a state of processor where it needs to stop its normal execution and it has to go to the special service routine. So that is called as an exception. So exception is like a interrupt. So interrupt is also a type of exception. So when an exception or interrupt occurs, the processor set the PC to a specific memory address. The memory map address 0x00 is reserved for the vector table. Some lower memory address space of the ARM processor is reserved for the interrupt vectors and for these exceptions. So some processors, the vector table can be optionally located at the higher address in memory. So starting at the offset of FFFF000 address. So in some processors, the lower memory address space is reserved for the interrupt vector and exceptions, and in some processors even higher memory address is also reserved for this interrupt and exception vectors. So here is the table that will show you the some of the reserved memory locations. So for reset, when there is a reset to the ARM processor, PC will be automatically loaded with an address 00. So similarly, when there is an undefined instruction, so processor will be PC will be set to 004. So execution will be begin from memory address 0004. So similarly, when there is a software interrupt, then the execution will be begin at a memory address 00008. So when there is a prefetch abort, in such case, so execution will be begin from a memory address 0000C. When there is a data abort, so in such case, that execution will be begin at a memory address 00010. And the memory address 000014 is reserved. When there is an interrupt request to the ARM processor, then the execution will be begin from a memory address 000018. For fast interrupt request, interrupt vector address is 000001C. So this is for the, this is in the lower memory address space. In some system, higher memory address, which is starts from FFF000 will be reserved for these interrupt and exceptions of an ARM processor. So reset vector is the location of the first instruction executed by the processor when power is applied. This instruction branches to the initialization code. So undefined instruction vector is used when the processor cannot decode an instruction. Similarly, software interrupt vector is called when you execute a software instruction. So SWI instruction is frequently used as the mechanism to invoke an operating system routine. Prefetch abort vector occurs when the processor attempt to fetch an instruction from an address without the correct access permission. The actual abort occurs in the decode stage. A data abort vector is similar to a prefetch abort, but is raised when an instruction attempt to access the data memory without the correct access permission. So interrupt request vector is used by external hardware to interrupt the normal execution flow of the processor. It can only be raised if IRQ are not masked in the CPSR. Fast interrupt request is similar to the interrupt request, but is reserved for hardware requiring faster response time. It can only be raised if FIQs are not masked in the CPSR. So this is about that exceptions and vectors. So we will discuss about the this exceptions and interrupt handling in ARM processor in the last unit. At this stage, you just remember the vector table, the lower memory address space that is reserved for the each of these interrupts and exceptions. So okay, I will stop here. In the next class, I will explain about the core extension. So how actually the performance of ARM processor has been improved by adding another functional unit along with the ARM core. So that I will explain in the next class. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ?
Yes, sir. ಹಾ ಸರ್.
ಸೊ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಿ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾಳೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ.